Okay. It's a beautiful gray spring day. Hopefully you've seen some other videos by now, but this is the first video we're taking today. And this is the water meter test. It's one of the first things I do when I get into the house. It tells me a little bit about what to expect in terms of plumbing and structural. So this is a street corner. The house, okay, the structure faces west for our purposes. And so this would be the west. This would be the southwest corner of the curb over here. This is where the water meter is. This box should be excavated, but it hasn't been. And if you see the little red sprocket in there, that's the flow indicator. Cheater wheel, cheater paddle, call it what you will. It's very sensitive. And you can have a leak that's so minute that it doesn't show up here, but for the most part, it's very sensitive. And for the most part, if you see it still like it is, if you call the utility company out to say your bill was high, they'd come out here, and that's why they call it the cheater wheel. They'd pop this cover with a wrench, and that's how they would ascertain whether you had a water supply leak. Potable water, drinkable water, shower water. So, you know, it has nothing to do with the sewer. It's just the water coming into the house. So if that little red sprocket in there is moving, you've got a leak somewhere. A leaky commode valve flap, a leaking pipe in the wall. Something's happening, but not today. Not today. So for our purposes, this home has, if you will, passed the water meter test. Yay! Alright, so we're coming to the closest exterior bib faucet to the water meter. And there it is. We do not have a vacuum breaker. We do not have a handle. Let's see what we can do here. We're looking between 40 and 80 psi. And it looks to here like we've got about 70 psi. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Well, what we haven't seen, speaking of good things, I don't see a main water shutoff valve. If there's an emergency to the house, how are you going to shut off the water? At the meter, that's buried. Coming along here. See this piping right here? That is the vacuum breaker for the swimming pool drain. And that's a good thing. We want that. And this is usually somewhere near or around the house drain system. And I'm just not seeing that. I'm not seeing the water supply drain. I expect to see one around here. I'm expecting the water shut off, water supply shut off, and the water drain clean out, the main clean out, and we're just not seeing those things. We're on the north side of the home, north side of the living room, and this is the gas meter. And so what we're noticing here is this gas meter is not bonded. That wasn't, that's pretty common for the age of this construction. So that doesn't surprise us. And we expect to see bonding at least, at a minimum, at the furnace. And if we don't get that, then you don't have any. So there's that. So we're going to go just a little bit here, I guess. No. Yes. Just for a thought, this is the first. Storm doors are beyond the scope of the inspection, especially ones with loose handles. And the clasp doesn't work. So I might as well put that, because this is the water section and it's pretty close coming along. Coming in here. Just might as well collect a couple spares while we're at it. I'm looking for the main water shutoff, and I am not getting it. This room smells rich of cigar smoke, maybe cigarette smoke, maybe a fancy cigarette. This is the water heater, but I am not seeing a water shutoff valve. That's exactly why I was coming back here.